Okay, I call the regular meeting of the Milliken Board of Trustees for May 22nd to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will the town clerk please call roll?
Yes, ma'am. Trustee Trailer?
Yes.
Trustee Ehrlich?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Burak?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin?
Yes.
Trustee Scott Smith and Mayor Woodcock are absent.
Thank you. Do we have any citizens' comments this evening? Nope, we'll skip right over that then. Meeting minutes. Wait a minute, where's the agenda? Does anyone have any additions or deletions to the agenda?
Yes, ma'am. Our Community Development Director McClanahan apologizes. She did not have the Craig Sparrow, the Western Equipment agenda memo ready prior to leaving for ICSC, so she sent that to me to hand out to the board.
Okay, thank you.
So I've distributed it at your places.
All right, in the discussion agenda, I'd like to add a discussion on our parks. Anybody have anything else? Okay.
I move we approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No opposed. Meeting minutes. Is there any discussion or comments on the meeting minutes of May 8th? Yes.
Under, let's see, informational agenda, section A, the police report, I had asked Chief Garcia about the town's leash law, and he did explain that the leash is required while walking your dog, but he also mentioned that your dog can be off a leash if it's under your control on your property.
Thank you.
So I'm noticing in those minutes that it says Trustee Scott Smith answered roll but is absent. I would like to recommend that we table action on the minutes until they can be reviewed a little bit further. I move that.
And there are additional corrections?
Oh.
Yes.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
I don't,
What
it
you
says he
asking?
answered roll and that he
He's not present
was
tonight?
not present.
Yeah, he's not.
There's a
under the
couple
law.
of other things. I would like them reviewed further by staff before we approve them. And I make a motion that we table them till the next meeting. I guess it dies because there's no second.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Please, town clerk, please take a roll call vote.
Yes. Trustee Burak?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
No?
Trustee Ehrlich?
I'm confused.
Oh, what?
You just,
You just moved it.
contradicted your own
You better define the motion.
So we're voting
Okay.
on
You're voting
whether we
yes.
approve the minutes?
So,
No,
Yes.
No, I don't. approve
No,
the
we're
okay,
minutes.
so,
No.
we're voting whether
On
if
your
we want to
motion.
Whether you want to table the...
table.
Okay,
So that's why I voted yes.
okay. Excuse me, my bad. Yes,
Final answer is yes?
yes.
Yes, okay.
Trustee Ehrlich?
No.
Trustee Trailer?
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Austin?
Yes.
Motion passed.
Okay. We'll get a review and have them sent back out.
So if I understand that correctly, you're asking the staff to correct their mistakes and bring them back to us?
Yes.
Can I ask what those were?
I would be glad, Cheryl, to come in and go over them with you
Sure.
if that would help. I just felt like
No, that's fine.
it's too much to
Okay,
discuss in the meeting.
all righty.
Okay. Acknowledgement
We're
of,
having a little hard time hearing everyone. If you could speak into your microphones a little more, that would be helpful.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Acknowledgement of the paid list of bills. Is there any discussion or questions on the paid list of bills? Okay, we don't vote on that. So we'll move on to the town administrator's report. Town Administrator Tim Singwald, please update us.
Yes, I put a deal in the packet going over some of the projects that we have currently underway. The Josephine project is getting close to the final. We hopefully, with weather, will be able to get that road paved and be close to having that project completed. It does give a breakdown in here for their pricing. It shows all of the work order changes, which came out to a total so far of $327,000. And if you remember, we were at about 300 on that first issue. We weren't required to spend as much money as we thought initially. We've been able to have, I think we're at about 13 change orders now, but by doing some creative things, we've kept the change orders from costing us a lot of money. We have had some savings, so we're really close to being on budget on this project, but we have gotten it down to the final. We feel comfortable with the numbers that we have right now, and we are submitting for additional funds from FEMA to see if we can get additional help in paying for the cost overruns that were unforeseen when we started the project. So you got a real good detail on the Josephine project. The RO plant, you can see that we had budgeted $3.3 million. We had $900,000 in grants, and we're got a few change orders, but we are coming in pretty close to budget on that also. And as we said in the work session, we are very hopeful of being able to produce water out of that come the end of June, 1st of July. The Martin acquisition, we are in the process of determining what we need to do to finalize that with the state and FEMA. The items on that property have been removed. The infrastructure in the ground have been pulled out. We are using it as a staging area for the equipment for DeFalco that's working on the Josephine project, but that is an approved use of the property. So we're in the process of trying to get to the final stages with getting approval on that project being complete. We'll keep you posted on that as we go forward. So that's pretty much the report. Are there any questions?
No, I have none.
All right.
Anybody else?
No.
Okay. We have nothing on the consent agenda and nothing on the action agenda. So we can move to the discussion items, which we added in the motion to approve the agenda. Parks. So on this item, when I came on the board in 2016, we had a plan to theme each park, and we were going to work every year on reworking one of our parks and all we did was Centennial Park. We really haven't done any since then, so what's the board's opinion on bringing that project back out and taking a look at our parks to make sure that they're up to par? And we start theming them like we were supposed to. Not all at once, one a year. I will tell
I'm
you.
interested.
Yeah, the one at Lake Ehrlich, for instance, this is a great example. It's a small park, and it was fine for the first phase of the development in Colony Point, but now they've added on the rest of the homes, and it is sorely undersized, and the bathroom in there is, I wouldn't go in. It's awful.
Mhm.
It's absolutely awful. Something needs to be done with it. I'm sure there's some other parks that need to be worked on, so,
Like Windmill.
yeah. So what do you think?
They definitely need to be addressed.
Yeah.
So in an order would be
Yeah.
nice.
Well, I think that needs to be brought up when we go for next year's agenda, because there's no money in it for this year to do anything, so. I
No,
think
but
that needs to be a discussion item. If, is that report or that plan still around, Bill, that Josh had put together?
Well, he could, but we didn't ever figured out a new thing for early. We need to figure out what we want to do with those parks. The things
Yeah.
and what you want to go for,
So it should be.
and how big you want. Because those kids, what age?
So, yeah, basically, I don't think I explained this very clearly. I apologize. I'd like to get together and do the planning, maybe see what some of the costs are before we go into budget time, so we know what we're talking about. I was unclear, I apologize.
In our work session.
Yeah, work
Yeah.
sessions,
Yes.
I was thinking.
Devote a couple of work sessions to it, have staff come in. They know what some of these parks need. I'm a little disappointed that the town has been handed some parks, and we have maybe a sprinkler system and some grass, a bench. Some of them don't even have shade structures, and do we really call that a park? Is that usable for our community?
Residents.
Like Windmill.
Yes, yes, it's an eyesore.
So, and then I think staff needs direction on which parks do we want to work on first and second. We've done a lot of great work with downtown and our roads, but I don't think that's the only thing that we can focus on. We need to be balanced.
It's a great idea.
Didn't, at one point, Leron, you do an assessment of parks with somebody?
Kim Kidd did,
Okay.
and we actually went around on a tour in the van to all the parks, and then that's when they went ahead and put some benches, some trash cans, some other stuff in. And that's when that plan that you're talking about came about,
Okay.
to do some work every year along with those that had playground equipment. That playground equipment expires after so many years, and it has to be safety tested, and, you know.
And we have been looking at the early area, so we just need to know which way.
Just
we
need
wanna go.
direction.
Because it's all developed now, so, and that thing was not even, I wouldn't even call it a park.
Do you have any thoughts on what can be done about that bathroom down there? Because I'm not sure if somebody's camping out by the
It's
lake.
been repaired many a time. It needs to be totally redone.
Describe redone, like,
Tore down and started over. It's a mess.
is it better to have a porta potty type situation rather than a brick building?
Well, not really. The thing is, that thing was never built right to begin with.
Because it gets warm in the summertime, and the
Yes.
Aromas.
aromas, that's a good way to put it, the aromas are just overpowering.
You have some Scentsy in
Scentsy, that won't handle it, I guarantee you.
Some fans. And there's never soap in it.
there. No. No.
So what is it that we would like to ask the town administrator to do?
Let's put it on a work session.
Put it on the work session.
Are we in agreement? We want it on a work session? Yeah? Okay. We would like it on a work session.
Towards the end of the year, prior to budget period of time?
Well, we start budget discussions usually in like July.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be like sooner rather than later, like June of this year?
You mean like next month?
Yeah, like next month. Yes.
All right.
And then I have a little update that kind of goes along with the parks. I contacted Sunshine Gerhardt with Weld County. She's a master gardener. And she's going to put out some requests to see if she can locate an intern to apply with our town for the summer, part of our summer help, that's in some sort of horticultural program that will maybe be able to keep our plants alive and trim them and fertilize them properly so that they live a long, healthy life. And our investment in our plants will last longer. That's my update on that.
Would she have like a group of volunteers she works with, or just an intern that goes around?
She didn't really elaborate. She was going to put out feelers to see what we can
Interesting.
get. Any other questions?
Yeah, I do, on the parks, I guess.
Yes.
Can you put together a little deal of what each park needs at this time? Because, I mean, we're gonna sit and have a work session, what the heck are we gonna talk about?
We should
If
probably.
we don't have anything that we, on an agenda of what the parks need,
We'll get something.
okay,
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
That'll
you.
give us something to start with.
yeah, master plan on where all the plants are and what trees and,
What pipes work?
yeah. What ones have bathrooms with soap and no soap.
Okay. Any other comments? We have the information agenda with the police report and the court report. Do we have any questions or comments on that?
Looks like they're busy.
Our request, input from the board is that the kind of reports you were looking for, does that cover the things you wanted?
Yes.
And they're very happy to supply those, so we'll have those on a regular basis for you.
Thank you.
Looks good, thanks.
Is there anything else we would like to talk about before I hit the gavel? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, it is 6:50. We are adjourned. Thank you.
Well,